Servus, Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. Today I want to relate to you the story of a certain Michael Wendler. He is a pop music composer from Germany. Yeah, not really pop music maybe. It is called Schlager in German, and how should I say that? It is probably best described as pop music in German language with some folkloristic elements. I don't know. It's Schlager music. It's what normies like to listen to. Okay, it's not really about music. It's more about politics actually. And a couple of years ago, what he said would have been completely harmless, and one would have written it off as a maybe a little peculiar opinion of a celebrity. So, celebrity, yeah. I actually have not heard of this guy before I read this in the news. So, he is a celebrity. However, I don't think everybody knows him in Germany. He's not a super celebrity, but maybe B tier or something like that. Anyway, so he is in the music business, he's composing, and he just got cancelled. He got unpersoned by the establishment for expressing certain nonconformist thoughts about the mainstream or the establishment ideas about tackling the current pandemic. So, the story was as follows. He was about to be one of the judges in this talent show. You know, this like America Has Talent or something. And there is a similar show. It's called DSDS, Deutschland sucht den Superstar. It means Germany looks for the superstar or searches the superstar. It's one of these talent shows where you sing and dance, and then there is a jury, mostly like models and pop musicians, like older guys, and they will rate your performance, and then in the end there is one guy left over and he gets a record deal or something like that. Anyway, so he was supposed to be one of the judges on the jury there, and he also so everything was going well for this guy. Like, he had a big advertisement deal now. He has made a parody version of of some kind of a song for a German supermarket branch, Kaufland, and that also got cancelled. So, but what did he say really? So, in this video, I want to tell you what he said, what the story is, and how I would rate that and what I think about it. So, first of all, what he said. It later came out that at the set or during production of this commercial of this for this supermarket chain, right? He already I wouldn't say yelled at people, but he confronted people about the masks, right? He said, put down this mask, it doesn't help anyway, and all that stuff. And one of the people, I don't know if it's the CEO, but one of the higher ups at Kaufland, at this supermarket chain, they already said it worried them, it bothered them, but now, after his recent statement, that guy said, Michael Wendler, for me, is just a sick person, he said. So like mentally sick or something. And this is, of course, a common pattern. If you disagree with someone, you say that he has a mental illness or something like that. Anyway, so the thing really blew up, though. So after a social media statement, and he said basically two things in that, two statements, and that basically finished his whole career as a musician, as a celebrity, at least for the foreseeable future. He's done. He's cancelled now. What did he say? First of all, he said that the government, in its response to the pandemic right now, is violating civil rights, human rights, and violating the Constitution of Germany. And he said that he is not alone with that claim, that there are many people, like lawyers and doctors, and they all agree with him. And I also tend to agree with him on this one. I think our constitution, I, I think these measures that the government and also the state governments are taking right now, for example in Bavaria, and what they did in Berlin, like banning demonstrations for hygiene concerns, I don't think our constitution really is, okay with that. So I think if you read our constitution carefully, and once again, I'm not a lawyer, of course, but I think if I paid attention in school during civics class, our constitution does not really say that you can just ban demonstrations if you think they're not hygienic enough. Okay? So, and this is what he said. And then the second thing he said is that the media and also big tech, social media, he said Facebook and YouTube explicitly, and also Instagram he mentioned, that they are gleichgeschaltet. And that is a word that I have used on my channel before. It is a German word, and it would be translated into English best, I think, as politically brought into line. Yeah? That means they are, and he said that explicitly, they're politically controlled, politically driven. And that means they are controlled by a group of people, and if you go ideological against their line, if you violate their speech codes, or if you talk about something that you shouldn't talk about, or if you have an opinion that you shouldn't have, then you will be silenced. And if you can't be silenced because you're a celebrity with a huge following, like he is, he's a celebrity, definitely. So those people can't be silenced. They have the attention of many, many people automatically as celebrities. So when they say something, it will be heard by a lot of people. And what they will do then, when they can't silence you, well, what did we just hear? They declare you mentally unsound or something like that, or just a crazy person, a conspiracy theorist or something like that, a nut job. And that's what they try to do with him now, or that's what they did with him. And as a third thing, that's not really a statement, but it's interesting to note, this guy, this establishment, normie music business celebrity guy, he said, I have a Telegram channel now, and you shouldn't follow me on Facebook, you should follow me on Telegram, because that's where you can really hear the truth. The uncensored truth. It's so funny how I think, and this is a little side note from me now, how so many people we think are NPCs and normies, and they're just zombies, and they're just establishment people, and they just read the mainstream news, and they think exactly what they want them to think, yada yada. But then all of a sudden a guy like that comes out with these very, very nonconformist, very, very anti-establishment ideas all of a sudden. And he says, well, you should follow me on Telegram. Isn't that awesome? And I just wonder, like, how many people we see every day that play the NPC in public, that have this public face, their game face on, so to speak, and they pose as if they are NPCs, or they're just silent, they're just quiet, they're just not really speaking out or something, and we think, oh, of course, they must be NPCs, they must be normies, but actually they're not. It's like the stories you hear about early Christianity in ancient Rome when they were still oppressed and persecuted. There is the story that they were like drawing a fish into with their toe into the sand or what have you, or something like that, and that fish was a symbol for a little, it's a little prayer, or it means that you acknowledge Christ as Lord and Savior or something. It has something to do with the Greek letters of the word fish. Like it can be made into a little prayer that basically states to people who are in the know that you're a Christian. So it is almost like that these days in which we live, and it's just interesting to see. And when you really ask yourself, when you work in an office or something like that, or you go to school, you go to university, to college, or something like that, or in your hometown, maybe you're in some neighborhood club or something, or your neighbors, how many of these people do you think are actually really red-pilled on certain issues? And this guy is red-pilled on a lot of issues, I think. And for the most time, I mean, I didn't know him before, but he was a perfect establishment celebrity, I think, up until now. And now he's, of course, cancelled. So this, he made a video where he said that he will step back voluntarily from this gig as a jury member in this talent show. So he said that they didn't pressure him or anything, but he said these mainstream media, because they are so in line with the establishment, they are part of the problem. They are to blame also, and this is why he cannot work for them. This is what he said. So on his own accord, kind of, nobody pressured him, but he stepped back from this job, or he refused to take this gig, yeah, on his own free will, basically. And then this supermarket chain, they deleted all the content with him, and they said they're outraged and he's mentally unfit, he's a nut job, he's a crazy person. Yeah, so this is just what I wanted to tell you. And one more side note, one more little detail at the end. This is in Germany, and in Germany, let me just tell you, this is basically what he said is how should I say that? An unpopular or unconventional opinion about medicine. Germany. Germany is a country where homeopathy is covered by public insurance. Yes, you heard correctly. Homeopathy is, sorry, I mean, I know it's a divisive issue, some people like it, I know, but it's scientifically shown that homeopathy has an effect that doesn't go beyond the placebo effect. That means if you believe in it, it has a little positive effect. We call it the placebo effect, okay? But it doesn't have any effect above that or beyond that, okay? And nevertheless, because they wouldn't shut up about it, this is covered by insurance. So I am paying with my insurance that I pay, my medical insurance payments, I pay for some hippie people, some hippie person's homeopathy medication. Yeah, it's not medication, it's like sugar with nothing in it, okay? That's what homeopathy is, okay? These globally things, right? This diluted 1,000 million times, I don't know, it's crazy, okay? So that is covered by public insurance in Germany. And in such a country, when you just say, well, I don't think masks really do as much as you think they do, or this whole pandemic is blown out of proportion and these measures aren't really justified, that makes you like a cancelled person, that makes you like how do you say, you get unpersoned or something like that. Absolutely insane. And 1 year ago, these statements would have been completely innocent, completely uncontroversial. When you say, well, you know, in Japan, they all wear these face masks in the flu season, but I don't think it really does that much. If you said that a year ago, it wouldn't have done anything. So it just goes to show how polarized and how crazy we have become, that people's careers are ending over statements like that, over disagreements on some weird medical topic, yeah, where there is not real data. I mean, I say it over and over again. I think masks have a teeny tiny effect. They have an effect, but it's not like you're protected from anything, or it's not like you're protecting anyone in a huge way. It is mostly psychological, that you can show, hey, look, I care, I'm careful, I'm doing something. It's more like a visible reminder for everyone that there is a pathogen out there. And more I get the feeling or the impression that our governments are using that as a symbol, as a fetish, as a symbol to show, hey, we can control you. We can tell you to put this ridiculous thing on and you do it, right? I don't think anybody cares anymore about some medical effect or some containment effect or some, stopping the spreading of a disease or something. I think at this point it's pure power play, and it's pure, look what we can make you do. Anyway, so I just wanted to tell you that story. That guy has a Telegram channel, and he doesn't have any gigs on mainstream or public television anymore in the foreseeable future. Maybe if something changes in Germany, he is in business again. But I think for now, his career is pretty much cancelled. All right, I hope you check my videos again out soon. New videos will be coming. I hope you're doing well, and I hope I get through the rain right now. Servus, Kameraden.